I'm Linda Jones, and I've put together some short videos on how to create your own findings. They are incredibly essential basic techniques if you're going to learn how to make wire jewellery. Of course, there's some lovely findings online that you can, buy ready-made, but if you can create your own, you can make really bespoke pieces. So I hope you enjoy the next few tutorials on creating jump rings, eye pins, head pins, chain links, and a fastener. So do follow me on my YouTube channel and let's get started. You can make your own jump rings uh, either by using a coiling gizmo. This is something you can buy from a jewelry making or craft shop. It hooks into your table, you put the handle in and you curl it round. But if you don't want to buy a gadget, your round nose pliers will be perfect. So grip the end of the wire on the diameter that you want to make your links and wrap the wire on the same spot, exactly the same spot, because you want all your links to be the same size to create an even coil. So just go round and round and round. It seems complicated, but once you get the hang of it, you can just go into autopilot. So you create this coil, an even shaped coil, like a spring. Now cut the coil off the rest of the spool, and you've got this perfect little spring or coil, and then get your snipe, or it's not your snipe, your cutters, and cut from the last cut end up to the next bit of the coil. So always go from the last cut end and cut through to the next one up. So just imagine a line going through that coil and you're snipping all the way through that line. And that gives you the perfect little circles. So once you've got your little circles or your jump rings, you can open these up and always open them up sideways, because you don't want to distort the circle that you've just created. And then link them in. So I'm going to link 2 in to start my chain. And when you're closing, just wiggle them a little bit. That work hardens them a bit. That just toughens them up slightly. And make sure there's no gaps. So each one open sideways, link the other circle in, give it a little bit of a wiggle to toughen it because there's no solder going on, and then just make sure there isn't a gap, there's no spiky end, and you just continue doing this to join and connect each link together to form a little chain. So it's a very repetitive thing, but once you get the hang of it, you'll find you can make lovely long chains, or a chain on the back, extension chain on the back of a necklace, and you could add 2 or 3 different links together just to make it more chunky. And here it is. I'm just going to link it on to the bead, and you can see how that would add a little bit of chain onto a drop bead. So that's the very simple jump rings, and you can also use the same technique to make little coils, which I call spacer beads. So I'm just coiling around near the top of my round nose pliers, going to cut that off, so the tiny little coil. I'll do another one of these, and that makes the second coil. And this is a great way to sort of space out your beads on a necklace or a bracelet. So you could make lots of these little coils and then thread them on, so like you would a bead. So put your coil on, put your bead on, and put your coil on. And then create your links, your bead links, with your round nose pliers at each end. So that sort of creates a space between your beads and sets the bead off. And it's quite a nice way of making necklaces and also for earrings. And you can also do it the other way around. You could put a bead and a spacer coil and then a bead. It doesn't have to be this way round. Just to sort of play with this idea, experiment with it. Always make sure that your links are facing the same way, so they're on the same plane. And here you will see the different versions. So I've got this one with the spacer coil at the center with the beads on each side. And it just extends, gives you a chance to use less beads, I suppose, but it gives you a more silver look. Here I'm using tiny seed beads. It gives a different look to that. Here I'm using nice chunky beads. It makes a chunky necklace. So play with that idea.